You stand in the eye of the storm, your breath steady as the energy around you twists and churns. With eyes closed, you can feel the shifting currents, the silent chaos that unfolds as your presence begins to fade from those who once thrived on it. The atmosphere is thick, almost tangible, as those who once drew power from your light scramble in confusion. They are like shadows without a source, lost and desperate, their movements frantic, their voices laced with an undercurrent of fear. It's as if you've severed the lifeline they clung to, leaving them to confront the cold void of their own creation. From your newfound place of detachment, you observe as the cracks begin to appear. Their once composed facade crumbles, revealing the brittleness of their spirits. Without your energy to sustain them, they stumble through their days like marionettes with tangled strings. The control they once wielded over you slips through their fingers, and with it, the illusion of strength they projected. Their spirits, once bolstered by your light, now falter in the cold void you've left behind. Their confusion is palpable, their energy chaotic, as the realization dawns that their power was never truly theirs. As the days turn into weeks, the unraveling of their facade becomes more pronounced. You notice the subtle shifts in their demeanor, the way their once confident strides now falter, the nervous glances they cast around as if seeking something they've lost. The arrogance that once defined them begins to erode, replaced by a quiet desperation. They try to cling to the remnants of the control they once had over you, but it slips away like sand through their fingers. Each failed attempt to regain their footing only deepens their despair, and you can almost see the weight of their crumbling self-assurance pressing down on them. Their energy, once vibrant and overpowering, now flickers weakly. The light they once siphoned from you no longer fuels their spirits, leaving them to grapple with the emptiness that remains. Their true nature, once hidden beneath layers of manipulation and deceit, is now exposed in all its fragility. They begin to realize that without your light, they are nothing more than hollow shells, desperately trying to fill the void within. The realization is a bitter one, and you can see it in their eyes, a dawning awareness that they are no longer the masters of their own fate. As time passes, their decline becomes impossible to ignore. They grow more erratic, their actions more desperate as they attempt to regain what they've lost. You can see the fear in their eyes, the dawning realization that they are powerless without the energy they once took for granted. They attempt to manipulate others, to draw from new sources, but it's never the same. The connections they form are shallow, fleeting, and ultimately unfulfilling. Their spirits continue to deteriorate, their energy dimming with each passing day. They are left to confront the reality that their strength was never their own. It was borrowed, stolen from you, and now that it's gone, they are left with nothing but the cold emptiness of their own souls. As their spirits malfunction, the very foundation of their existence begins to crumble. Their once steady voices waver, their once bold actions falter. Every attempt to reclaim their former glory only serves to highlight how far they have fallen. The power they once wielded, so carelessly and confidently, now feels like a distant memory. You watch as they grapple with the harsh truth that their strength was an illusion, one that disintegrated the moment you withdrew your light. They are left to navigate a world where the rules they once relied upon no longer apply, a world where they are no longer the powerful figures they once imagined themselves to be. You sense the frantic desperation in their energy as they try to cling to the remnants of the life they once flaunted. Their attempts to reclaim control only serve to deepen their despair, as every move they make is met with the harsh truth of their own emptiness. The world they meticulously constructed, built on the lies and manipulation of your light, begins to collapse. The once proud towers of their ego crumble, leaving them exposed to the harsh reality they tried so hard to ignore. Their desperation grows as the consequences of their actions become undeniable. They try to replicate the energy they once drew from you, seeking it out in others, but it's never the same. The connections they form are shallow, fleeting, unable to sustain the power they once held. They lash out, blaming the world, blaming you, but deep down, they know the truth. They are responsible for their downfall, Every attempt to rebuild what they've lost only accelerates their descent, and the harder they struggle, the more tangled they become in the web of their own deceit. As their world crumbles, they are forced to confront the reality of their own choices. The empire they built on the backs of others collapses, leaving them with nothing but the ruins of their own ambition. The lies they told themselves and others can no longer mask the emptiness within. The darkness they once wielded as a weapon now turns on them, consuming them from the inside out. The masks they wore so well begin to slip, revealing the fear and vulnerability they've kept hidden for so long. They are left to face the truth of their actions, and the weight of that truth is more than they can bear. In their desperation, they try to find new sources of power, new people to manipulate and drain, but it's no use. The energy they once took so freely is no longer accessible to them. They find themselves surrounded by emptiness, their once vibrant world now a barren wasteland of their own making. The people they once controlled have moved on, and there is no one left to feed their insatiable hunger for power. Their actions have led them to this point, and now they must face the consequences alone. The empire they built on lies and manipulation crumbles into dust, leaving them to wander the ruins, searching for something they will never find again, the light they once stole from you. As their world continues to disintegrate, they are haunted by the echoes of their past actions. Every step they take is met with resistance. Every plan they make crumbles before it can take shape. The energy they once used to manipulate and control has turned against them, leaving them powerless in the face of their own downfall. They are forced to confront the reality that they have created, a reality where the very foundations of their life have been built on lies and deceit. Now, with the truth exposed, they are left to face the consequences of their actions, with no one to turn to and no way to escape the darkness they have brought upon themselves. You stand resolute, enveloped in a shield of divine light that now surrounds and protects you. Your energy, once siphoned by those who sought to drain you, is now yours alone. A powerful barrier forms between you and them, a boundary they cannot cross. You watch as they struggle on the other side, desperate to breach this sacred divide, but they are powerless against the force of your divine protection. Your spirit shines brighter, purer, as you reclaim what was always yours. The divine light that shields you is impenetrable, ensuring that your energy remains untouched, sacred, and powerful. This newfound protection is not just a barrier, it's a source of empowerment. With each passing day, you feel your energy growing stronger, more vibrant, as it is no longer diluted by those who sought to exploit it. The divine light that envelops you becomes a beacon, attracting those who are drawn to your true essence, while repelling those who seek to take from you. You feel a deep sense of peace and clarity, knowing that your energy is now under your control, and that only those who are worthy will be able to share in its light. As you continue to stand within this shield of divine protection, you notice the impact it has on those around you. Those who once thrived on your energy can no longer approach you without being repelled by the force of your light. They find themselves unable to breach the barrier you've created, their attempts to drain you met with resistance at every turn. Your spirit, once vulnerable to their manipulation, now stands tall and unyielding. The divine force that protects you is unassailable, and it ensures that you remain untouched by their negativity and deceit. In this new space of divine protection, you begin to attract a different kind of energy, one that is pure, aligned with your higher purpose. People who resonate with your true self are drawn to you, seeking connection rather than control. These new connections are based on mutual respect and shared light, rather than manipulation and deceit. You find yourself surrounded by those who uplift and support you, rather than drain and diminish you. Your energy, once scattered and depleted, now flows freely and abundantly, nourished by the divine protection that surrounds you. The light within you grows stronger, illuminating your path and guiding you toward your highest potential. The divine protection that now envelops you is not just a shield, it's a transformative force that elevates every aspect of your being. You notice that as your energy becomes more centered and protected, your intuition sharpens, your insights deepen, and your spiritual gifts flourish. This protective light acts as a filter, allowing only positive, life-affirming energies to reach you, while deflecting anything that does not serve your highest good. Your newfound clarity allows you to see through illusions and deceptions with ease, making you immune to the manipulations that once ensnared you. With each passing day, your spirit grows stronger, your light brighter, and your sense of purpose clearer. As you continue to observe, a shift in the air signals the unraveling of their tightly wound emotions. No longer able to hide behind their masks of confidence, the rawness of their anger, regret, and fear begins to surface. The emotions they once buried under layers of pride now erupt, leaving them vulnerable and exposed. For the first time, you see them as they truly are, fragile, conflicted, and utterly lost. The armor of ego they once wore with such pride shatters, revealing the depth of their internal struggle. Their darkness, once a source of power, now consumes them, leaving only vulnerability in its wake. The emotional breakdown is not just a moment, it's a process, a slow unraveling of the defenses they've built over years. You can see the cracks forming as their emotions, long suppressed, begin to break through the surface. Anger flares as they lash out at those around them, desperate to regain control. But the anger is short-lived, quickly replaced by regret and fear. The realization of what they've lost, of the opportunities squandered and the relationships destroyed, hits them like a tidal wave. They are no longer the masters of their emotions. Instead, they are at the mercy of feelings they can no longer suppress. As the breakdown continues, you witness the full extent of their vulnerability. The bravado they once displayed with such confidence is gone, leaving behind a raw, unfiltered version of themselves. The fear they once kept hidden now manifests in every aspect of their being. It's in their eyes, their voice, the way they carry themselves. They are no longer the towering figures they once appeared to be. Instead, they are small, broken, and scared. The emotions they once buried now control them, dictating their every move, and they are powerless to stop it. Their emotional turmoil begins to spill over into every aspect of their lives. Relationships they once took for granted start to fall apart as the people around them begin to see through their facade. The anger they once directed outward now turns inward, leading to a deep sense of self-loathing and despair. They begin to question everything they once believed in, realizing that the foundations of their world were built on lies. The emotional breakdown is complete when they can no longer maintain the illusion of control. They are left with nothing but the raw, unfiltered truth of who they are and the emptiness that lies within. The darkness they once embraced now consumes them, leaving them lost in a sea of their own making. In the midst of their emotional breakdown, they are haunted by memories of their past actions. Every moment of manipulation, every lie, every betrayal plays on a loop in their minds, each memory more painful than the last. The guilt they once pushed aside now weighs heavily on their hearts, and they are consumed by a deep sense of regret. They begin to understand the pain they have caused, not just to you, but to themselves as well. The emotional breakdown strips them of all pretenses, leaving them face to face with the darkest parts of their soul. In this state of vulnerability, they are forced to confront the truth they have long denied, that the power they once held was never real, and the only person they have truly betrayed is themselves. Finally, you feel the decisive break as you detach completely, your energy no longer theirs to take. They are left alone, confronted by the shadows they once ignored, forced to navigate the darkness that now surrounds them. Your detachment is an act of liberation, not just for yourself, but as the catalyst for their reckoning. Without your light, they must face the consequences of their actions in the starkness of their own creation. The cold, desolate landscape they now inhabit is the direct result of their choices, and there is no escape from the reality that confronts them. True detachment is not just a physical separation, it's an emotional and spiritual release. As you sever the ties that once bound you to them, you feel a weight lifting from your spirit. The energy that was once siphoned off by their manipulation is now free to flow back to you, replenishing your strength and clarity. You realize that by detaching, you are not only protecting yourself, but you are also giving them the space to face their own demons. Without your light to guide them, they are forced to confront the shadows they've ignored for so long. The darkness they once thrived in now becomes their prison, and they must find a way out on their own. In this detachment, you find a new sense of peace. The noise and chaos that once filled your life begin to fade, replaced by a calm, steady rhythm. Your spirit is no longer weighed down by their energy, and you feel a newfound freedom in the space you've created. The power of true detachment lies in its ability to not only free you from the past, but also to open the door to a future unburdened by the chains of old relationships and energies. You are now the master of your own destiny, and those who once sought to control you are left to face the consequences of their actions alone. As you move forward, you find that detachment is not just about severing ties. It's about reclaiming your power and using it to create a life that aligns with your true self. The energy that once drained you now fuels your growth, and you find yourself rising to new heights of spiritual and emotional clarity. The shadows that once loomed large in your life begin to recede, replaced by the light of your own inner wisdom. The journey of detachment is not an easy one, but it is necessary for your evolution. It is in this space of true detachment that you find your greatest strength, your deepest clarity, and the freedom to live as your authentic self. Those who once sought to control you are now left to face their own darkness, while you continue to move forward, guided by the light of your own soul. The power of true detachment also allows you to cultivate a deeper connection with your inner self. As you shed the layers of external influence, you discover the pure, unadulterated essence of who you are. This newfound connection with your inner being is like a wellspring of wisdom and strength, nourishing every aspect of your life. You begin to make decisions that are in alignment with your highest good, unclouded by the expectations or demands of others. This clarity brings a profound sense of peace, as you are no longer torn between your true desires and the needs of those who sought to manipulate you. In this state of detachment, you become a beacon of light, attracting only those who resonate with your authentic self, while those who once drained you fall away, unable to withstand the brilliance of your true power. The storm has passed, and as the dust settles, you stand stronger than before, your light intact and shining brighter than ever. Those who once drained you are left in the shadows, forced to confront the emptiness within themselves. This is your moment, your triumph. You've reclaimed your power, your light, and in doing so, you've revealed the truth of those who sought to use you. This is not just a victory, it's a new beginning. Continue to walk in your power, protect your energy fiercely. By doing so, you're not only safeguarding your spirit, but also ensuring that the truth is always brought to light. Your journey is one of strength and clarity. Keep moving forward with confidence. Remember, your light is sacred. Not everyone is worthy of it. As you move forward, let your energy guide those who honor it and protect you from those who seek to misuse it. This is your story, and you are its author.